All right, for some guys, all it takes is a nice pair of cans to get you ready, right? You know exactly what I'm talking about. Others may need a little bit more help in that department, right? Opportunity comes up and you're coming up with excuses instead of getting into it. And that's where today's video sponsor is here to help you get ready. Roman Ready. ED is much more common than most people think. 52% of men between the ages of 40 and 70 will experience some form of ED. A U.S. licensed healthcare professional will work with you to find the best treatment plan. If medication is appropriate, it ships to you free with 2-day shipping. With Roman, you can get your free online evaluation and ongoing care for erectile dysfunction, all from the comfort and privacy of your home. Roman Ready is confidence personified. It's the self-assurance that comes from knowing that you've prepared yourself for the moment when intimacy arrives. So if the cans aren't cutting it, visit getroman.com/SSR. I put a link right below in the description. Save $15 off your first treatment if prescribed, and you will be ready for confidence and control for when that moment hits. Roman Ready. All right, guys, Rob Ferretti here, and it's time to get rid of this obscure, nondescript pig of a everyday pedestrian car known as a Subaru Ascent, right? And I've made videos before on what I didn't like about the car, and it's significantly more than what I like about the car. But for some reason, this car carries the Olympic torch of why the car market is so bananas right now. Because here I have the window sticker for this car, and this 2019 Subaru Ascent Premium was a $37,839 suggested retail price. The MSRP was $34,000, and then there's a whatever option package for $1,460, some nonsense, and then $1,000 for freight and handling charges. So $37,839 of Subaru sitting in front of you in the year 2018, being sold as a 2019 model. Fast forward, we're talking 39,000 miles. Well, on my lease agreement, forecasted a depreciation of $9,894. So the depreciation on this vehicle from the cap cost, so 37, so they thought it was going to be worth 27 grand, which actually is more than I would have thought, which is why you lease the car, because then you just give it back and you say, haha, here you go, you were wrong. Then they charge you a rent charge. There's a bunch of stuff that goes into your lease. Don't worry about it. You're concerned about your ultimately your total payment and what your buyout is at the end if you choose to buy it out. But if you're okay with your total payment and you're in that cycle of leases for your whole life, then you don't really care, right? You just care what it costs. I got sticker shock because they advertised this car as $330 a month. I'm like, all right. But to get the $330 a month, which was my payment, which was actually $357.22, they hit me for like over $5,000, $5,304 due at signing. And I was like, wait a second, like $5,000 for a $300 at signing for a $300 a month car seems like a lot. It was a lot. That brought the total of my payments over the 3-year period for the lease with the down payment and then the $357.22 per month to $18,107, right? $18,107, for those of you who don't have a calculator, comes out to $503 a month. For this. This thing stinks, right? The brakes are terrible. The tires go too soon. I have a whole video about everything that's terrible about this car. It stays true to this day. But the market is so high that people are just like, I need a car. They're buying this. And I go off of wholesale, not retail. I don't know what the retail on this is. But the wholesale on this vehicle right here, this one with 39,000 miles, one that was brand new, $37,839 is $34,900, right? That just for the base model, right? $34,195. That means that the used car with 3 years of use on it is selling for more than the MSRP of this car new. That shouldn't be, right? It's ridiculous. It's indicative of the market, but it's ridiculous to me. So it's time to sell it. And I'm like, all right, I'm not going to return it on lease because usually it's like a no-brainer. You bring it back, it's plus minus, and the dealers try to crush you on the lease, right? Oh yeah, you want to bring it back? There's a lease disposition fee if you don't take another car. There's this, there's that. Then I'm like, you know what? I'm going to buy it. And like they're like, yo, when do you want to bring it back? I'm like, you serious? I don't want to bring it back because like you guys are going to kill it on that car if I bring it back because that car is worth $10,000 more than my buyout. My buyout on this car was, for those of you who care, where is it? Where is it? It was like 23 grand. It was 23, 5, 10, and 18 cents, right? Not bad. Now my idea was like, all right, well, now I'm just going to buy it and then sell it. So I tried to do the easy thing first. I tried to go to the dealership and be like, look, you deal in Subarus. The market's so high that you guys have a shortage of Subarus. Let me do you a favor and give you this car for less than you would pay if you went to the auction to buy it, right? Now, I save the auction fees. I don't have to deal with all the paperwork of buying it, registering it, reselling it, or any of that. Just letting the dealer take it. Dealer came back at me with $26,000. Now, great, you know, my payoff is 24, 26,000 means I put 2 right in my pocket, but I know it's worth 35. So I'm like, all right, I'm okay with like ease of use, but I'm not, because I don't want to go retail it, put it on eBay and deal with everybody calling up like, does it have the marble stitching? No, I don't care about any of that. I don't want to deal with it. So I decided to take the easy way out. And I told the dealer, like, that's not going to work. If that's the best you're going to do, it's not going to work. Then they made me come in for like a lease buyout. We'll get to that in a second. I knew the MMR, $34,908. It's with this VIN number, these options, these mileage, like everything, the condition, everything the way it is. And I'm not like, this thing is 5.0. No, it's like a standard like 4.3 condition car, right? Normal wear and tear, no paint work, no damage, no accidents, wasn't smoked in. Those are the options. Then I went to Vroom and Carvana, right? Vroom and Carvana, 2 easy choices. Vroom tipped the scales, $29,805. Not bad, right? Almost 30 grand. That's $3,000 more than the dealership without even doing anything. Just going to a website and going boop, boop, $3,000. So the dealership is out. Then I went to Carvana, which everybody, oh, cool, Carvana. $24,381. Wouldn't even make sense at that point in time to do anything other than give it back to the leasing company and say, here's your car back. Carvana, sorry, pal. Then I'm buying other cars right now. So I'm like, you know what, let me, like even when I went to get the Tesla, I'm like, let me trade something in while I'm doing this and figuring it would do it. Tesla bounced me on that idea because I already bought my Tesla. Like I paid for the thing in full. So I'm like, oh, like let's reverse this. You give me money back or something like that. They essentially told me that they'd give me my money back, sell it to somebody else if I delayed the transaction. And like I literally picked it up the day they scheduled it. So forget about Tesla. I am buying a couple cars. One of them is from McLaren up in Bergen County. And they offered me $30,000 for this thing, which still, if you think about it, is crazy. Crazy. $30,000 from McLaren. So McLaren is now in the lead. We've got Carvana, we got the dealer, we got the Vroom, and then we went to Car Gurus. It's another one, right? I'm just doing the gambit. And the winner is Car Gurus at $33,184 for this people mover of no excitement. And that now wraps it all up. So now I'm going to call the Subaru dealership and I'm like, look, I got to pay it off. Well, you got to bring it in for a safety inspection first. I'm like, so you tell me the car that I'm leasing from you right now, that I just want to pay the balance, I've got to bring to you to be safety inspected. Why? And they said, well, we have to do it. It's part of a thing. So this is Subaru's way to like grab onto the transaction, right? Well, we got to charge you. If you're ending our lease, we got to get all this from you. We got to title the car, we got to register the car, we got to charge you dealer fees, doc fees, everything else. It's their way of squeezing an extra $1,000 out of the transaction. So be it. If I dealt with a dealer or anyone else, I'd be spending the $1,000 anyway. So they factor that in. That's their little like non-lubed fist up the butt way of taking a piece of the transaction because they want to make something. I did the math, right? I was upset. You stay there. I was upset with my total lease cost of $502 a month. Still don't think this car was worth very much, but it was worth, after I sell it to Car Gurus and they pick it up in 2 days and pay me for it, I will receive a delta of almost $9,000 or right around $9,000 back, bringing the total monthly cost for 3 years of owning this thing or driving this thing, $247.92. That's not bad. 240 bucks, it's worth about $240 a month. It should never work like this. I don't know why it does. I had the thing detailed, I had it good, it's clean. It'll make some family that doesn't have high standards of what they'd like to drive very happy. Me, I didn't enjoy it. I'm happy to have gotten out of it, and usually with a lease, you never end up in this situation. Maybe if you do a lease on an exotic car and it goes up in value, but on an everyday pedestrian car like this thing, never the case. So that's how it worked. Dealers sucked. The dealer took me, I contacted them like 3 times to get the buyout number, or like the what they would pay me for it, and they took them forever to get back to me. And finally, the girl that sold me the car was the one who finally got me a number, just didn't cut it. And the fact that the McLaren dealer is giving me more than a Subaru dealership by like 20% for a Subaru should be saying something. The Subaru dealership should have stepped up, given a little bit more money, but I don't run the dealership. I never will. Who knows if there'll be dealerships in 20 years when everybody's able to buy like Teslas online, not have to do anything and do that dealer process. You pay for your asset, they give it to you. Simple as that. So, Rob Ferretti, there you go, cost of ownership. The only thing that I missed in that cost of ownership, I had to pay for like 1 oil change or maybe 2 oil changes in there, set of tires, and that's about it. I didn't enjoy it, but I'm not going to have to drive it ever again, other than backing it up over there until they come pick it up with the truck while I'm in Los Angeles for adventure drives this weekend. So, Rob Ferretti, thank you for watching. I'll see you in LA if you're in LA. If not, I'll see you on the channel on next video, which may be tomorrow. Who knows? Trying to get back in the groove of things, hiring a full-time editor to take care of all of this so I don't have to do all the editing and try to keep up with multiple businesses. And I'm starting another business. We'll get into that another time. Rob Ferretti, thank you for watching. Signing off. See you then.